Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven leave Arendelle to travel to an ancient autumn-bound forest of an enchanted land. They set out to find the origin of Elsa's powers in order to save their kingdom. Hey guys, and welcome to my new movie review for Frozen 2. This movie came out this year in 2019. It's rated PG. The duration of this film is 1 hour and 43 minutes. Frozen 2 has two directors, which are Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee. And the cast to reprise their role are Christian Bale, who is back once again as Anna, Idina Menzel, also back as Elsa, Josh Gad back as Olaf, and last, Jonathan Groff back as Kristoff. The first thing I want to say about this, guys, is something that I've heard really a lot about in this film, is it's really catered to a generation who is brought up with the first film, and now it's a very matured version of it. 100% agree. 100% agree. This movie is absolutely stellar. I honestly believe, now if you don't know, this is a bit of trivia straight off the bat, so you're welcome. The first Frozen movie made just over $1 billion. It was $1.2 billion something in the worldwide box office, and that was its end run. It made over $1 billion. I would honestly say, realistically, I don't believe, in my personal opinion, that this movie's soundtrack is going to be as influential as the first movie. In saying that, the music in this is brilliant. It is absolutely incredible. There's literally one scene in this entire film that just made me go, nah, literally. There's one scene, and that's when Kristoff is singing. That's the only scene in this film that made me go, nah, he does a solo song. Other than that, this movie is a rock star. Seriously, kids are going to flock to see this movie. And does it have the keyword of all keywords that film must have? Rewatchability. Does it have rewatchability to it, guys? And the answer to that question is 100%. Absolutely. There are so many subtle things in this movie that made me laugh so hard. And I mean, I laughed so hard at so much of this movie. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Just the subtleties of the characters' eye movements or their facial expressions, or even Sven, the way he looked at something with his eyes just made me laugh constantly. Not only was this movie funny, this movie had a lot of depth to it. And I mean a lot of depth. This movie has elements in it that really almost took me by surprise. Seriously. It is so well done. It is so well done. Really. I love the fact in this movie, and I don't do spoilers on my movie review, guys. I love the fact that there was an element of a story told at the beginning of the movie, and then they actually, later in the film, it was manifested. And I was like, okay, that was cool. That was really, really cool. It manifested in a way that was so ridiculously natural to the storyline. And there's elements in this movie that you're watching it and it looks like something really bad is about to happen, but they never, because it's rated PG, they never ever cross that boundary. They never cross that boundary into, man, kids shouldn't watch this territory. And I really applaud Disney for that. I salute Disney for that. Because it's so easy sometimes to put a scene in a movie, specifically, realistically, the old animated series, the old animated stuff that Disney was bringing out many years ago, because that stuff had really adult stuff in it. And even adults were like, whoa, did he really just say that? Did I just see that? That's disgusting. They have really cleaned up their act, honestly. The direction of this film, I think, honestly, was such a powerhouse because of the fact that there was two directors behind it, Chris and Jennifer. That is a really big deal when it comes to film. Because you got to remember, this is an animated film. There's no camera crew, none of that. It's all done in a computer. This is all done in a computer. This movie, I honestly think, and I've only watched it once. So this is a really big call. It's a really big deal. Will really stand the test of time, just as Frozen did. Now, just in case you didn't know, and you will know, but I'm going to tell you now anyway. Everyone knows this, but I'm just going to say it. You might not know this, but you will. This is the direct sequel to Frozen. FYI. Pretty sure everyone knew that. Being a direct sequel, now, back in, say, the 90s, sequels were really like, oh, because they just weren't good. They really weren't anywhere near as good as the original films. Now studios have realized that if you just wait a while, just wait a couple of years to really get a powerful, solid, really gripping script and a really grounded storyline, it's something else. It really is. One of the things that I find I loved about this movie, just as well as its sequel, is the character chemistry. Was fantastic. I honestly believe that Olaf was, I don't know if he was funnier, but I laughed at almost everything he said. I laughed so hard at Olaf. It was so well done. Now, one thing I want to say about this film, guys, they have a somewhat of a mature audience element to it that actually is played throughout the movie, but it's not mature as in like, you know, oh, cover the kids' ears, they don't want to see this. It's mature, and I don't want to give it away, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's mature as in they'll understand when they get there, because it hopefully will happen. When you see some of the elements of the magic of this movie, and the literal magic of this movie, that seriously was mind-blowing. Really. I loved the elements that they used, and I loved how they portrayed the elements, and nothing in the elements that they used were even hinted at bringing harm to anyone, or even slightly, you know, winking, or, you know, this could hurt you. None of that at all. This was an incredibly, beautifully, wonderful, thought out film by Disney, and I really applaud them for it, and I highly encourage you, go and check out Frozen 2. As I said, guys, in my personal opinion, I don't think that there's going to be, like, I actually can't, the only song that I have in my head is the song for the first one, because they reused it, and it's reused, but it's better. And this one, and then that's Hey Nah. That song is the only one that I actually remember. Other than that, maybe if I saw it again, another song would get stuck in my head. But there was nothing. There was nothing like Let It Go. In my opinion, you could think no, that song got stuck in my head so much, but I really don't feel it does. Guys, anyone who's been following me for any period of time, you know I love movie trivia. So guess what time it is, guys? Trivia time. Young Elsa is voiced by Naughtia Conforti, who played young Anna in the Broadway adaptation. Yeah. Also, in the beginning, with young Anna and Elsa are playing with snow figurines, a figure is actually looks like Baymax. It can be spotted in the film. How amazing is that? Oh my god. The fire ceremony is called Bruni, although it's never actually spoken in the film. That's a really unusual fact, but it's in there, in the trivia. So you're welcome. Guys, thank you to all my subscribers. I value your subscription so much. Seriously, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, and this is your first time to my channel, go ahead and hit subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell for notifications. That way when I drop anything, it'll be yours straight away on your device, and you'll get my review or whatever content I've posted at the time. I seriously appreciate that so much, guys. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this movie review, guys. I really value that. That means that I know that you guys are liking my content. I really value that. Seriously, you guys are amazing for that. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below if you've had a chance. Have you guys had a chance to see Frozen 2? What did you think about it? Did you like the song that Sven sang? Or did you not? Did you agree with me? It was like, yeah, it was alright. It wasn't bad. I just didn't think it was as good as the rest of the movie. Anyway, I really appreciate everyone's time. Don't forget who's bringing this movie review to you guys. This is Superman Steve, guys. Fly!